This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Privileged to get Virgil Ortiz Jr. on the channel, one of the most dangerous men in world boxing. Is that a fair way to describe you, Virgil?
If you want to describe me that way, that's fine.
Well, listen, not long to go now, just over 3 weeks till you're back in the ring, back in your home place against Michael McKinson. A lot of the fans in the UK, Virgil, were quite surprised when we heard that you'd be fighting Michael McKinson. Just talk me through your teams and your decision to fight Michael.
You know, it's I don't really know the exact decisions behind it, but what I think is that, you know, I need one of those fights that's going to give me experience against a fighter, especially a southpaw that's going to be tricky, who's going to make me think and all that stuff. So it's just it's going to help me learn.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, you said the words tricky southpaw. That is the way that Michael's described a lot when we talk about him. Is that all you know about him? How much you know about Michael, and how much have you seen of him?
You know, I've seen what YouTube has to offer, which isn't a whole lot, you know. So, you know, I've seen what I've been able to see, what the internet has to offer. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I definitely see what type of fighter he is, what kind of style he's going to take.
I mean, you've got some good names on your CV, the likes of Vargas, Hooker, Kavalauskas. Do you see this as a step up, McKinson? Do you see this as a step down? How do you read it?
I think a lot of people are writing him out early. I think it's going to be a difficult fight, and we're training for it.
Okay. And on March 19th, what are you expecting? What kind of fight are you expecting from him?
I'm expecting like a chess match. You know, there's going to be a lot of thinking involved, a lot of strategy. My brain's going to be hurting at the end, not because of the punches. Yeah.
Ultimately, though, do you believe that you get to him late and get him out of there?
You know, it could possibly happen. It's hard to tell with these kind of fights, so I really can't tell you.
Okay. Well, listen, we look forward to an interesting fight. It's definitely going to bring out something that we haven't seen of you from before. Is that fair to say, just because of his style?
Yeah, you know, it's gonna, his style is it's gonna be a difficult one. He's gonna try to make it difficult, and that's the thing. So, you know, we're just gonna be ready for whatever comes our way.
We'll look forward to an interesting fight, March 19th, live on DAZN. Tune in. Just away from McKinson, Virgil, what was the situation with you and David AVANESYAN? I know that was ordered the final eliminator for the WBC title. How comes that fight didn't happen?
I think it all comes down to, it's gonna happen, just not now.
Okay. Any particular reason your team gave you for that?
I really don't know. You know, there's a lot of talk between the managers and the promoters, and, you know, my dad himself, you know, he's the coach. I don't necessarily hear everything, but that's kind of what the gist came to me when I heard about it.
Okay. Of course, it's really interesting for us UK fans. There's more of an interest in this fight as you're taking on McKinson. Someone in the welterweight division that's causing a lot of noise at the moment in the UK is CONOR BENN. Have you been keeping up with what Conor's been doing in the ring and some of his performances?
Yeah, I've been watching a few of his fights, and I like watching his fights. He's an exciting fighter. So I think he's been doing pretty good.
He's building up quite a profile in the UK, and he's been linked with a fight with Maurice Hooker as well, of course, a former opponent of yours. There was talks about Adrian Broner as well. So he wants to grow in the American market as well. Do you see that as a potential fight one day, CONOR BENN?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're both welterweights and we're both up there. So, you know, it could definitely happen one day.
Okay. And you rate him as a fighter?
Yeah.
Okay. Another fight, Ella, I have to ask you about a potential fight is, of course, Boots Ennis. I'm sure you've had this thrown at you loads of times. Do you think we will see that one day, you and Jaron Ennis?
I believe so. I don't see any reason not to. It's a good fight. If I was a fan, I definitely want to see that fight as well. So I don't see why not.
Do you think that has to be for a world title one day just to get the real value of that fight?
I think so. And I think it'll be like a super mega fight one day too.
It absolutely would be. I think a lot of people have described yourself and Boots as the two best, not prospects because you're both beyond that now, but kind of highest properties in boxing, not just in the welterweight division, but just pound for pound. Do you see it like that as well?
I don't want to seem full of myself, to call myself like that, but I think that we are some of the best up and coming fighters today. So
You're a very humble guy, aren't you?
I just don't like to put make my head big or anything like that. It makes me feel weird.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. I get that. If a call came from, I know you got this fight coming up, but I'm talking about maybe this year. If a call came for a world title shot against Spence or Crawford, you believe you're completely ready for that now, don't you?
I think so. I think that you know, I take the opportunity definitely, and like I said, you know, it's these fights that are going to help me win those fights.
We have got a welterweight fight coming up in the UK between Amir Khan and Kell Brook, two guys at the end of their career. Does that fight interest you, Virgil?
I'll definitely want to watch it. I'll watch it, and you know, it's a hard one to call, you know, but yeah.
How quickly do you think you're getting a world title shot? Do you think you'll land in this year? What does 2022 look like for Virgil Ortiz Jr.?
And it's I think it should be a good year. I should be a world champion no later than 2023 though. Like I just feel like it's coming already. I know it's coming soon.
And how do you feel like the fan base that's getting behind you? Obviously, you've got a big fan base already, but that's just going to keep on growing and growing. You must feel a lot of love, and that's going to continue for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. You know, people believe in me. That's how I see them. You know, fans are people who believe in you and respect what you do, and I'm grateful for every single one of them.
Well, listen, we look forward to a great buzz at your next fight, March 19th. Is there a final message to all the fans that are going to be tuning on DAZN in the UK, US, globally?
Yeah, you know, March 19th. You know, don't miss it. It's gonna be a really good fight, and you know, all my fights are exciting. I do it for you guys. So other than that, yeah, thanks for always watching.
Well, that's certainly true. Your fights have always been exciting, and I'm sure that's going to carry on. Listen, look forward to March 19th, and hopefully we'll speak on IFL again soon, Virgil. Top man, thank you.
Thank you.